Hey, Dodgers fans. We're back again with another exclusive update straight from Los Angeles, where the boys in blue are redefining what dominance looks like in Major League Baseball. Make sure you're locked in, because this is the kind of story that's rewriting history one season at a time. We've been watching something special unfold, and honestly, it's time we all admit what's been right in front of us. The Dodgers aren't just a good team anymore. They've become a dynasty in every sense of the word. Think about it. Year after year, this team finds a way to stay on top, to compete, to win, and to make history. We've seen teams rise and fall. We've seen short-lived success stories. But what the Dodgers are building goes beyond that. It's consistency at a level that baseball hasn't seen in decades. They've reached the postseason almost every year for more than a decade. They've dominated their division over and over again. And now with these back-to-back championships, there's no denying it anymore. Los Angeles runs baseball. Winning back-to-back titles is something that hadn't been done in a quarter of a century, and now they've done it with style, with depth, and with that unbeatable confidence that defines greatness. It's not just about the trophies, though. It's about the way they win, the way they approach every season with a clear purpose, retooling when needed, trusting their system, and staying aggressive. It's about how they've built a culture that's expected to win, no matter who's on the roster. The Dodgers have turned postseason success into routine. Division titles? They become automatic. And those deep playoff runs that used to feel like rare moments? Now they're a part of the team's identity. The Dodgers don't just play for October. They live there. And that's what separates them. Sure, there will always be people who try to downplay their achievements, pointing to the financial advantages or comparing them to the powerhouses of old. But when you strip all that away, what's left is undeniable excellence. Since the mid-2010s, they've been to the World Series multiple times, winning 3 championships in a 6-year span. That's the kind of success you associate with the legendary Yankees of the late 90s or the Giants in their early 2010s run. But the Dodgers are doing it in an era where parity reigns supreme. Baseball today isn't built for dynasties. The salary cap pressure, free agency chaos, and constant roster turnover make it nearly impossible to sustain success for more than a few years. Yet here they are, not only surviving but thriving. Let's take a step back and appreciate what's happening. From ownership to front office, from scouting to player development, the Dodgers have turned their entire organization into a machine. Guggenheim Baseball Management took over with big ambitions, and after some early bumps, they've delivered exactly what fans dreamed of. The early years were about building the foundation, strong farm system, smart trades, the right mix of veterans and young stars. Now, 12 years later, we're watching the result of all that patience and planning. They've gone from hopeful contenders to the standard everyone else measures themselves against. 3 titles in 6 years, constant playoff appearances, and a roster stacked with talent from top to bottom. It's not just success, it's sustained greatness. And what's crazy is that this team isn't done yet. You can feel it. The hunger is still there. They're talking about going for a 3rd straight championship, something that hasn't happened in modern baseball since the Yankees pulled it off at the turn of the century. The energy around this group is different. It's not about proving themselves anymore. They've already done that. Now it's about chasing history. You could hear it in their voices during the championship parade. The players aren't satisfied. They want more. They know what's at stake. When a player like Shohei Ohtani stands up in front of thousands of fans and says, "Let's go get a 3rd one," that's not just talk. That's a message, a warning to the rest of the league. This team isn't slowing down. And it's worth mentioning how remarkable it is that the Dodgers won this year despite not being at their absolute best. There were stretches where they struggled, where they didn't look like the juggernaut we're used to seeing. For almost 3 months, they played below .500 baseball. But even in that rough patch, they found a way to regroup, to finish strong, and to lift another trophy. That's what makes them so dangerous. Even when they're not perfect, they're still better than almost everyone else. That's the mark of a true powerhouse. And let's talk about that so-called COVID championship from 2020. Some people still try to downplay it, calling it a shortened season and questioning its legitimacy. But if anything, What's happened since then only reinforces how real that title was. The Dodgers have followed it up with 2 full-season championships and multiple deep playoff runs. That 2020 team wasn't a fluke. It was a preview of what was coming. It proved that the Dodgers were built to win under any circumstances. Whether it's a 60-game sprint or a grueling 162-game grind, this team delivers. Andrew Friedman called it years ago when he said we were living in the golden age of Dodgers baseball. At the time, some fans rolled their eyes. The team was great, but hadn't yet put together the kind of postseason success that makes an era feel legendary. Well, now it's undeniable. This is the golden age. The Dodgers are stacked with superstar talent. Ohtani, Betts, Freeman, Yamamoto. And yet what stands out most is how balanced the roster is. They're not just a collection of big names. They're a complete team that plays hard, plays smart, and plays for each other. They've managed to mix star power with player development in a way that almost no other franchise can match. It's not just the talent on the field, either. The organization reinvests everything back into the game. Fans pay premium prices, but they get premium baseball in return. It's not about cutting corners or pocketing profits. It's about building something sustainable, something fans can be proud of. And the payoff is obvious. You walk into Dodger Stadium and feel it. The excitement, the confidence, the expectation of winning. That's not normal for most fan bases, but it's become normal in Los Angeles. The Dodgers have become the team everyone else measures themselves against, the franchise that others study to figure out how to win. Their mix of analytics, scouting, and player relations is unmatched. Even their setbacks, like losing players to injury or free agency, don't derail them. They just adapt, reload, and come back stronger. Every time someone doubts them, they respond with another deep playoff run. Every time critics say the window is closing, they find a way to open it wider. That's what makes this moment so special. We're watching a team not just dominate a season, but define an era. They've turned winning into a habit and greatness into their identity. The Dodgers have reached the point where success is expected, but that doesn't make it any less incredible. In fact, it makes it even more impressive. To keep winning when everyone expects you to live up to the pressure year after year. That's something only dynasties can do. And right now, the Los Angeles Dodgers are living proof that dynasties still exist in modern baseball. When you look at what this Dodgers team has done, it's almost surreal. Every time people start to wonder if the window might be closing, they go out and prove that it's still wide open. That's the beauty of how this organization operates. They're not chasing short-term glory. They're building something that lasts. Think about the lineup they've assembled. Shohei, Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Each of those players could be the face of another franchise, but in Los Angeles, they're all part of one unstoppable force. What's even more impressive is that none of them are satisfied. You can sense that they're still hungry, still motivated, still chasing that next ring. Ohtani said it best when he told the fans at the parade that he was ready to win a 3rd straight championship. It wasn't just a catchy line, it was a statement of intent. The Dodgers don't want to be remembered as great. They want to be remembered as legendary. That's why it feels like we're entering a whole new chapter. The Dodgers have already accomplished what most teams can only dream about, yet you can tell they believe they're only getting started. Even if you look at the numbers, it's staggering. They made the postseason in 13 of the last 14 years, won the division 12 times in that stretch, and appeared in 5 World Series over the last decade. And out of those appearances, they've claimed 3 titles. Some might say they should have even more, considering how close they were in other years and how one of those losses came under controversial circumstances. But what matters most is that they've established a standard that nobody else can touch. And the best part? They're still finding ways to get better. The front office is relentless. The scouting department keeps uncovering talent. The development system keeps producing future stars, and the ownership keeps giving them the resources to compete with anyone. Just recently, they added new players to the 40-man roster, ensuring that the depth that defines this team remains intact. That's the Dodgers formula. Never stand still, never get complacent. Every offseason, they make the kind of moves that signal ambition. While other teams might hesitate or rebuild, the Dodgers reload. They always keep one eye on the present and one eye on the future. You also have to give credit to how they've built this culture of accountability and excellence. Being a Dodger means something now. Players talk about it with pride. They know that when they put on that uniform, expectations come with it. The fans expect greatness, the front office demands it, and the players deliver it. There's no room for mediocrity in Los Angeles. And that's why when people throw around the word dynasty, it doesn't even feel like an exaggeration anymore. It's reality. Another fascinating part of their story is how they've managed to balance experience with youth. Yes, some of their stars are heading into their 30s, but the team continues to integrate younger talent at just the right moments. They're already planning for the future, and you can see that in the prospects they've been developing quietly behind the scenes. Whether it's through smart trades or their own farm system, they're making sure the next wave of Dodgers will be ready when the time comes. That's how dynasties sustain themselves, not just by winning now, but by preparing for what's next. And speaking of what's next, 2026 is shaping up to be another unforgettable year. The Dodgers' spring schedule is already packed, and this time it comes with a global twist. They're set to face Team Mexico in a special exhibition game as part of the lead-up to the World Baseball Classic. It's the kind of event that showcases not just how talented this team is, but also how important they are to the global baseball community. Los Angeles isn't just a baseball city anymore. It's a baseball capital. The Dodgers' influence reaches far beyond the National League. Players from all over the world want to wear that uniform, want to be part of something this special. The World Baseball Classic itself is becoming a huge part of the sports culture, and the Dodgers' participation just makes it that much more exciting. Fans remember Shohei Ohtani's unforgettable moment striking out Mike Trout in the 2023 WBC final. It was one of those scenes that transcended the sport. Now, imagine him representing the Dodgers on one side of the field and playing against national teams from around the world. It's the kind of crossover that grows the game and adds another layer to what the Dodgers are already doing. They're not just winning, they're inspiring. But let's not forget how much this team has already endured and overcome. Injuries, slumps, pressure, criticism. They've faced it all and come out stronger. There were stretches where things looked shaky, especially when the pitching depth was tested or when offensive consistency wasn't there. Yet every time, they found a way to rise. Even when Tony Gonsolin's time with the team came to an end after injuries derailed his once promising run, the Dodgers didn't falter. They made tough decisions, adjusted on the fly, and stayed focused on the bigger picture. That's the kind of resilience that defines champions. And now, after all the success and all the celebration, what's next for them is clear. They're aiming for something truly historic. 3 straight championships would put them in the rarest air imaginable. It's been over 2 decades since anyone in modern baseball has done it, and the Dodgers are on the verge of pulling it off. It's the kind of challenge that motivates great teams, and you can tell this group believes they're built for it. With the talent, the leadership, and the hunger they have, nothing feels out of reach. At the same time, it's easy to forget how spoiled fans have become. The expectations are sky high now, but that's what comes with greatness. The fans show up every season knowing their team is going to compete for a title. They don't just hope for October baseball, they plan on it. That's not arrogance. That's confidence earned through years of excellence. Dodger Stadium isn't just a ballpark anymore. It's a cathedral of winning. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Whispers have been circulating all week, but sources close to the team suggest the Los Angeles Dodgers are on the verge of a blockbuster move that could redefine their 2025 campaign. The rumored acquisition of elite closer Josh Hader. While nothing has been officially confirmed, the chatter around MLB circles is deafening, and fans are buzzing with anticipation. Hader, known for his electric fastball and devastating slider, has long been one of the most feared relievers in the game. Over the past few seasons, he has been a force to reckon with, turning tight games into almost certain wins and striking fear into the hearts of opposing hitters. The Dodgers, who have quietly built a powerhouse roster, seem ready to add the final piece to a pitching puzzle that already boasts top-tier talent. Imagine a late-inning combination with HADER stepping onto the mound at Dodger Stadium. Opposing batters might as well pack up early. Insiders suggest that negotiations have moved quickly behind closed doors, with the front office reportedly pulling out all the stops to secure HADER before the trade deadline. The whispers hint at a multi-year deal, though exact figures remain tightly under wraps. Some speculate that the Dodgers see HADER not just as a closer, but as a psychological weapon, an ace in the bullpen who could tilt the balance in critical postseason moments. The timing could hardly be more dramatic. With the season heating up and playoff positions becoming increasingly tense, the mere possibility of HADER joining Los Angeles has ignited fervent debates among fans, analysts, and rival front offices alike. Social media is already aflame with speculation. How will this affect the current bullpen hierarchy? Which players could be moved to make room? Will HADER's presence finally push the Dodgers over the edge in a postseason where they've fallen just short in recent years? Even if this remains a rumor, the sheer idea of HADER donning a Dodgers uniform has sparked imaginations across the league. One thing is certain. If the deal goes through, the 2025 season will be remembered not just for runs scored or games won, but for the seismic shakeup that comes when a superstar closer finds a new home. Dodgers fans, prepare for what could be the most thrilling, high-octane stretch in recent memory. Because with Josh HADER, the game may never feel the same again. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.